Oh, y'all. OMG. Hold on. Hold up. Oh, Poopa Stars. Hey, get up in here. Scoot up in here. Listen. Oh my God, y'all, let the beat deal. I'll be right back when I tell y'all. Oh, child, hold on. Child. Mm. All right, all right. Child, y'all scoot up in here. And you know, while I prepare for today's episode, Poopa Stars, y'all, how was everybody's weekend? Y'all scoot up in here and let me know how your weekend went. My weekend was interesting. Interesting, to say the least. Okay? Like, I don't want to say it was a good weekend, although God is. God is good. God is amazing. God is amazing. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It was interesting. Let me say that. Had a lot of interesting moments, child. Uh-uh. My weekend was probably not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not good, not bad, just interesting, okay? So shout out to that. Um, there was some really good moments though out of this weekend. Sure were, sure were. Y'all scoot up in here. And we're going to get into all of that in just a minute. But how was y'all weekend? Was it good? Child, was it satisfying? I screw up in here like I'm on a car. And let me know how your weekend went. This is episode 17. That's crazy, right? Child, we done slid right on up into episode 17. So shout out to that. Now let me tell y'all this. Let me just tell y'all for real. So this weekend, Tia Lopez and what's that? Shakur. Child, they got at it. Ooh, they went at it. Yeah, shout out to that. Oh my God. Now that fight. Ooh, y'all, hold on. We getting into all of that today. Hold on. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Shay Renee. And I want to welcome everybody back to a new episode of the podcast. Hold on, I'm coming around the mountain. Yeah, so shout out to that. Let me tell y'all something. As I was getting prepared for this show this morning, one thing dawned on me really quickly. One thing that dawned on me. Y'all know what? Like, we talk about a lot here. Yeah. So shout out to that. You know, but like with that being said, like I cover so much, y'all. It is important. It's going to be imperative that you turn those bell notifications on. Period. Okay? Because I'm an entrepreneur, meaning I make my own schedule, right? With that being said, like you don't never know, okay? You just don't never know. I might work nights, I might work days, afternoons, mornings. Baby, you just ah. I'm trying to say that. And when I tell you, you just don't want to miss nothing, you don't, okay? Because it is what it is. Then, if you miss something, then you'll be lost in the sauce, okay? It just is what it is. Yeah, I'm telling you right now what I know. You're going to be lost in the sauce, okay? Because being that my show is built off of, just my, me, two people, me and the show's executive producer. That's it. That's all it is, right? With that being said, I don't have a lot of time to go back. I don't. And then you know what? Truth is, like Fantasia said, walking backwards just ain't my thing anyway. I might let me tell you what I'll do when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll walk a story back, okay? Which barely happens. So shout out to that. Shout out to Miss Preston Girl. No, but truth is, like Fantasia said, it's rare for me to have to walk a story back. Yeah, once I said that, it's kind of like address numbers on a sidewalk. That should be good as set, okay? Set in stone. So shout out to that. Oh, yeah, I don't gotta do. I usually don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to talk what I know. Period. And I only deal with reliable sources. Okay. So shout out to that. I don't gotta do a whole lot of. But anyway, with that being said, though, you never know when I'm gonna be live. You never know when I'm gonna be live. You never know when a video gonna pop up. So y'all make sure y'all turn y'all bell notifications on. Okay. Period. Give me 1 second. Never mind. Let me keep moving. Let me keep it moving. Period. So shout out to that. What else is going on, child? It's a lot and it's a little bit in these internet streets. So shout out to that. We getting started over here. Period. Like a old deuce of the quarter. Period. Listen, when you get news that your favorite cousin is yeah, your favorite cousin and got yes, like that. You know he finna come home and start up all of it. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to that. Shout out to you. And us too. Yeah, we about to get started. Just like that. Y'all give me a minute, y'all. Child, you know it. You know when that uncle get out, it's going down. You know when that uncle get out, it's going down. Period. Yes, you know that uncle is about to get it started. He about to start up a whole lot. Period. From his old cars to his old women to his old tripodses. Word on the car, baby. We getting started just like that. Yeah, I said just like that. So shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up in here like a bumper car. Hit the like button. Episode 17 is live. Yeah, right now. I'm in the building. Hold up. I said, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me change my clothes and put me some house clothes on. Yeah, let's get into that. We getting into all of that today. So shout out to that. Hey, superstars, it's your girl, Trevor, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new episode. This is episode 17. 17. I hope I'm not, child, you just never know, because, like, I was recording it. Oh, yeah, let's talk about it, Miss Trace Girl. I was recording it, okay? And, child, the kids. They destroyed my records, child. Yeah, they sure did. So it is what it is. But I believe this is episode 17. So shout out to that. Yeah, let's talk about it. We get into some things today. 17 times if they want to bump and grind. I know that's right. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You better scoot up in here like a bumper car. I know that's right. Hit the like button. Period. Oh, you say you on your Stephon Diggs today. Oh, you on your Stephon Diggs. Bitch, is you high? He said, bitch, is you high? Yeah. He said, bitch, you high? Yeah. What's going on with you? Stephon Diggs said, no. Something ain't right. Stephon said, something just ain't right. Child, so I know that's right. Yeah. Hit the like button. We speak a little Stephon Diggs over here. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta ask a bit. Is you high, bitch? Hey, yeah. Listen. Oh. When I tell y'all, but Nicki Minaj, it was Nicki Minaj for me yesterday. Ooh, like, oh my God. Oh. Y'all, truth is, Nicki Minaj. I say now, Nicki. Woo. Child, listen. Some people are really, literally funny without even trying. I mean, just funny without even freaking trying. That is Nicki Minaj to me. Hands down. Nicki. True story. Nicki ass. That lady really can make me laugh without even trying. She don't even literally be trying. Child, Nicki was coming for everybody that's been coming for her, as of lately. She was, she had time last night. Nicki said, well, I'm not at the Grammys. Let me go ahead and bring the Grammys. Like, it just is what it is. She got the Grammys. Nicki got the Grammys all nasty run. Truth is, baby, Nicki Minaj's ratings was probably just as high as baby, them ratings was through the roof yesterday. They say the roof is on fire. Nicki did not kill. Nicki didn't kill. She didn't kill. She didn't kill. Oh my God. When I say, y'all, true story. I got my life yesterday, okay? Truth is, actually, last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like it's like watching Nicki, listening to Nicki tweet yesterday was really literally like watching your favorite, sitcom. Your favorite show. It just is what it is. They can say what they want to say, I say this all the time, though. There will never be another. It just won't, There will never be another. And Nick just really just had me laughing last night. It just is what it is. I was extremely, extremely entertained. And I take it a step further. I was like, why do they be messing with this woman? Like, I don't know why they be messing with her. Now that's nice to say, like, can't nobody, like, just leave her alone, because she not to be messed with or nothing like that. But no, she not. Yeah, truth is, she really not. Everybody be talking about Tia and who they be talking about? They be talking about Tia Kemp, and I'm trying to figure out who else they be saying is so freaking, ain't to be messed with on the internet. It's Tia and it's who else? Kaya. And if you ask me, I didn't add E. Kane. Let's talk about it. I put E. Kane on that list. And cause E. Kane is on that list. I don't care. When Tia Kemp tried to come for E. Kane, baby, E. Kane held her own. So shout out to her and shout out to that. Who's another one that held their own? Peach. Shout out to Peach. Now, Peach and E. Kane, really, they different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like 2 Chainz said, they really different. But they both held their ground. So shout out to both of them. I think some other ones they might want to add to that list is Tasha K. Yeah, Tasha K can hold her own too. Truth is, now all these people in comparison to some of these people, no, not necessarily, but I'm talking about people that can hold their own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, truth is. And like I said, you can add Tasha K to that list. And one more person, Nicki. I said, Nicki. Yeah, Nicki can hold on too. Yeah, truth is. Now she might not be as good as some of all these other people, but she get in there like swimwear. It just is what it is. Cause the way she cussed Don Lemon out. Oh, I laughed so ugly though. Mm-hmm. Truth is, I got an ugly laugh out of that. That just is what it is. I thought that was funny. Period. Her and the lady that she said it to. The lady that she said it to was laughing too. Child, that was a mess. That was a mess. They had me laughing though. They were funny. It just is what it is. It was funny and entertaining. She was like, I forgot what she asked. But Nicki like Nicki said what she said, and then she did her head like, back to you. Back to you, Ashley. Child, it was funny. It just is what it is. And like, yeah, last night watching Nicki versus she went head up with the Grammys last night, and it was funny. It just is what it is. Miss Preston Girl had the ratings. She had the ratings over on X jumping. Child, like a 6'4" Impala. So, so shout out to Nicki, but just shout out to that. We're gonna be getting into some of Miss Pressing Curl's tweets. Okay, in just a minute. So shout out to that. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, especially if you like me and especially if you anything like me and you don't have no hold on. And you not on Twitter. What's it called? X. It's called X. I ain't on Twitter. I ain't on X. I ain't on no. So shout out to that. Uh, yeah. So shout out to our mom who was over on X holding it down. I know that's right, Armand. Hold on, everybody. Let me place y'all on a brief hold real quick. Yes, superstars, I'm back. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome y'all back to a new episode, okay? Episode 17, 2026. OMG. It's crazy. Still looking forward to everything that this year is going to bring. This year is going to be a really, really good one. Full of goodness, greatness, mercy, and actually everything that you've been given. Okay, so I don't know anything of that, but like, yeah, okay, this is the year to return. So shout out to that. Yes, let's talk about it. And let me tell y'all, baby, before we officially jump into everything going on these internet streets, I definitely wanted to tell y'all that child, the hair journey, we still on it. It is what it is. Shout out to that. I will be. I'm about to take my hair down. On a podcast with y'all right now as we speak. So shout out to that. Yep. I'm definitely going to be just doing a quick wash and conditioner and stuff like that. Go on about the day, child. Go right on about the day. I don't have a lot of plans for hair. Okay, today, this week, none of it, child. It just is what it is. Every now and then I like to, like sometimes I know exactly what I want to do with my hair, and then other times, I need some inspiration, and I like to follow I think her name is Michi. Shout out to Michi because I like the a lot of the styles that she do. But if I'm being real, a lot of the stuff they be doing, I'm not doing. Truth is, um, child, like for instance, quick weaves. I just, you know, anybody else, I just, some stuff when I was younger, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Quick weave was good as done. Now I don't be wanting to do no quick weave at all. Truth is. But honestly, if I'm being real, I think it's the steps. You know how they didn't changed everything. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's, all the new stuff that comes with the new quick weave. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for that, child. I absolutely don't. Truth is, baby. So, like, who knows, okay, what's going on with this hair? Exactly. Should I say exactly what we're going to be doing with the hair this week, child? No clue. Okay, no clue. But guess what? We ain't stressed out. And so shout out to that. We ain't stressed out and our hair ain't all over our head. Okay? Period. So we can work with it. Okay, I said we just gonna work with it. Okay? Period. Working with a monster. So shout out to that. Child, what else is going on? Like I said, this weekend was an interesting weekend. To say the least. I think it was interesting for a lot of different people. Really interesting for T.O. Okay. Senior too. It just is what it is. Shout out to that. Hey. What's up? What's up? Make sure y'all hit the like button, period. Scoot up, hit the like button. And turn your bell notifications on. And don't forget to subscribe too if you haven't already, okay? Welcome. All right, I know that's right. Well, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Get comfortable. Scoot up, get comfortable. Um, yeah. This is episode 17 right here. So shout out to that. I'm excited. But yeah, child, truth is, I don't know what to say about this weekend. Like I said, this weekend, like in real life, right? Real life. It was interesting, and even like on the internet. The internet was something else this weekend too. So shout out to that. Quick shout out to all the boxers who won their fights this weekend. Yes, truth is, you boys did y'all thing. Hold on, y'all. Shout out to all the fighters who did their thing. Shout out to the boxing. Okay. Yeah, the league, the sport, the turkey people. Yeah, shout out to them because I'm starting to see, right, the part that the turkey people are starting to play, okay, in boxing a little bit. And yeah, shout out to them because, like, they claim, right, that they was finna. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, y'all. I'm back now. Shout out to the people, the turkey people in boxing because this is the truth. Like, I do believe that, like, they're changing boxing. They're changing boxing to where all of that. Um, Dang, how can I put it? So in other words, I think before they put their hand in boxing, it was just like a bunch of almost like a bunch of matches that you was gonna win. Okay, so so like the Clarissa Shields. Okay, the Clarissa Shields method. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. A bunch of amateurs in there with a pro. Okay, that's how I look at it. It is what it is. No, I'm not saying it like it's actual and factual. I'm saying it like I think that she never has any real tough components. Opponents, like she's the toughest thing in the ring usually. Okay, you know yeah, in my hearts of our hearts, I just feel like every now and then we would see some tough fights, but for the most part it was like candy camp type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now the turkey people, I feel like they not going for that. Now you get in the ring with people that's just as good as you, like just as good as you. So for instance, this is a prime example, good example to me. The Tank and Lamont, you know what I'm saying? The Tank and Lamont fight. you know it just is what it is. Just as good as you. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No more fights where it's clear. Clear as freaking day that you could beat this person. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, nah, it's closer. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit closer, if you will. It just is what it is. So shout out to them though, for making that change into boxing. It just is what it is. And then speaking of changes being made to boxing, it's good to see, Shakur winning, and getting what he feels like is due. Because at the end of the day, boxing fans who don't really know much about Shakur, it is what it is. It was just like we wanted to see him. Does that make sense? We wanted to see him put his money where his mouth is type of stuff. It is what it is. All that talking, all that bumping, all that big sixing. That's hard to listen to when we used to seeing people get down for their crown. Period. You know what I'm saying? And so when you got a guy like Tank whooping shit, it just is what it is. Whooping shit. The last thing you want to do is sit around and listen to somebody else talk about whooping shit. Truth is. But I will say this though. Us boxing fans, we happy. You know what I'm saying? We happy that like now the time has come, right? Where people can start coming with receipts. Ain't nobody got time for all that, Like I said, don't nobody be want to hear all that talking. Shit. We can cut on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Or hop on YouTube. Click on Shay Renee's podcast. We want to hear a whole bunch of talking. you know. But I feel like, truth is, you know what I'm saying? Stevenson, it is what it is. He ain't got to sit around and listen, talk. Yeah. Period. So shout out to that. Shout out to him, I just can't even imagine being in the position that he was put in. Basically a position. Basically, you just gotta be patient. Somebody telling you just be patient, be patient, be patient, and that stuff take a while. Sometimes, but congratulations to Shakur Stevenson though, because in his situation, in particular, nobody else's, you know what I'm saying? In his situation, it seems like the patience, in addition to the hard work, paid off. Yeah, truth is, it seemed like it definitely his favor has finally found him. You know what I'm saying? And begin working for him. Yeah, hold on real quick. Hold on 1 second. Yes. Oh, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome y'all back to a new episode. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up in here, hit the like button. Um, but no, as far as Shakur goes, though, congratulations to him, cause like I was trying to say, um, oh, when it comes to boxing, like they patience, like they be having to be when they say somebody tell them be patient, they be having to be patient for years. Okay, for instance, let me give you a prime example. I remember when Crawford used to approach Earl Spence. Y'all remember that Crawford used to mess with Earl a lot. You know what I'm saying? And like with that being said, it took forever, for him to finally get that fight, finally start getting his shine, finally start getting his recognition, if you ask me. So, shout out to Shakur, you know what I'm saying? Who ultimately it is what it is. He had to wait, you know. Like Lil Wayne say, you ain't eating, tell a waiter. I'm telling you, like ultimately he had to wait. And I hate to say it, it seems like he had to wait for Tank, you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, to get out of his way. Let me find out Tank was in the way. Um, but nah, Shakur, ultimately he spanked, Shakur spanked, Tio Lopez, Tio Fimo. Um, Listen, I got so much to say about that. It ain't even funny, y'all. Hold on. Congratulations to Shakur. He won. You know, it is what it is. He won. Let me just say, he, man, um, oh my God, y'all. I'm trying to get all my trying to gather my thoughts. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put y'all on a brief hold. Hold on. When I get back, I'm gonna be talking about Shakur versus Tio Lopez when I get back. Hold on 1 second. Okay, y'all. I'm back. Okay, so ultimately, yeah, ultimately, y'all, I think a lot is going on in the boxing world for real. Um, no, for real. If you really just sit down and evaluate it for real. There's some things that I can say, have some similarities, okay? That I do feel like is worth bringing up a little bit. Like okay, like for instance, the TO fight. Um TO was acting weird to me. You know? He was. He was acting a little weird to me. Okay. Now after the fight, they said that he said, basically like ultimately he's thinking about retiring. And off the rip, my initial thoughts was like I wasn't surprised. Like I'm at all. I wasn't surprised. Kind of just based off of how he was talking, if that makes sense.
Um, yeah, how he was talking and how he was acting. And then I'll take it a step further too. It reminds me of Tank a little bit. You know? That's why I said when there are some similarities to me, like I feel like those are what the similarities are a little bit. Um Ultimately he just wasn't that happy leading up to this fight. And so, like I said, it reminds me of the Tank versus Roach match. You know, if I had to guess, like them people didn't want them fights for real. Like they didn't want them. Somebody else do. Somebody else did. You know, and I think that like that's why it is what it is. I think that's what the whole mental trip is about, you know, if you ask me. Because oh my God. Shakur got in that ring and dominated that fight. Like the whole freaking fight. Like, no, he not you know, he not one he like he not a knockout artist or nothing like that. So like we didn't see, you know what I'm saying? Like people be looking for excitement and stuff like that. Nah, we didn't he didn't get it. What he just gave was like a old fashioned. If that makes sense. He just gave BTA, you know, almost like even the commentator said it. The commentator said something about him like schooling him. Yeah, that's what it gave, you know? It gave like if you could see some like a vet, you know, if you could see uh yeah, it gave Professor Stevenson. And yeah, that's what it for real. It looked like he was schooling that boy. It just is what it is. The whole freaking fight. Schooling them. And you know, like, told your ass, don't come up in here fucking with me. You know how, remember back in the day when people parents give them a whooping and they'd be talking them through it? That's what it gave. You know what I'm saying? Man, it like just like he said when the fight was over, it gave Mitch match. You know, ultimately. And it's crazy because like that was a how you put it? Like that wasn't just an L for T.O., okay? That was an L for the whole sport of boxing. It just is what it is. Yes, no, let's talk about it. It shouldn't have never they we shouldn't have never seen no champion being done like that. You know, truth is, that just wasn't no good fight for him at all. And you could tell, the people knew it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Because y'all know how they always do the predictions. Everybody that was given the prediction wanted to talk about how skilled, you know, they both are. And man, that was the signs right there. Okay? Them talking about um basically talking about they was basically saying like both of them are on genius level. You know, their IQ is so high and bitches, you high, you know. Stephon did like somebody should have asked him. You know, truth is, in other words, y'all, what's college should have never took that fight. No, truth is, T.O. just shouldn't have never took the fight. A lot of people were saying they think Stevenson was gonna win. You know, that's what most of the predictions were. And now it explains so much, you know? This explains so much. Speaking of which, the daddy, okay, T.O. Senior, he was like, basically trying to make excuses for it to me. Kind of saying that, you know, all of the predictions and the trash talk and all of that, he felt like it got to his son. Listen, this is my thing. If you know trash talk is gonna get to you, then why are you listening? Why are you engaging? That's how I feel. Makes no sense. It don't. It makes no sense. Why? You know, like, you know, it just is what it is. I miss that old school athlete. The old school athlete that ain't doing nothing but focused. That's what they needed. That's what T.O. needed, evidently. You know, if what everybody was gonna be saying was gonna be getting to him. It just is what it is. Ultimately, I feel like he knew he couldn't do nothing with Shakur. You know, nothing. Truth, and it be like that sometimes. You know, just like he said it after the fight. He was like, every dog has his day. Um, Now I took the retirement serious. A lot of people was like, man, he just talking. Everybody felt like he was just talking, but I was like, maybe he's serious. You know, people be wanting a break. That don't mean they not gonna come back later on, but some of them really be wanting a break, and I be believing them. You know, he been boxing for forever. Maybe he does wanna, you know, maybe he does wanna stop for a while. Now forever, who knows, child? But anyway, ultimately, congratulations to him. And ultimately, congratulations to what's it called? You know, it is what it is. He done got on people's radars now, mine's included, because I wasn't paying no attention to Stevenson. I wasn't. He wasn't getting enough fights. But it's good to see him getting you know, the shine, you know, and acknowledgement that he deserves. And like, yeah, I look forward to seeing more. Truth is, because you know how he called old boy out. What's his name? Connor Ben. I think that's his name. He called out Connor Ben. And before you know it, he was in that ring. I loved it. Oh, yeah, I loved it. He started calling out who he want next, and before I knew it, baby, he was in the ring. Like, what? Man, you don't want to do nothing with me. He said, I loved it. He was like, you too little. He was telling Shakur, you little. Ah, that shit was funny. So shout out to that, though. Yeah. Shakur say he on a mission. So anyway, shout out to that. It will be nice to see him get it on the floor with some of the rest of these people. You know, yeah, what? Truth is, go on get it. Cause I say that all the time. They all need to be fighting. He need to be looking at Ryan. If that's a good matchup. Ryan. Who else? That's a lot. Sure is. Ultimately, it's a lot of them. So shout out to that. And yeah, Shakur Stevenson ain't the only winner. Who else won too? The shoo guy. He won. He knocked something out. Well, he didn't knock him out, but he definitely dropped some. So shout out to him. And that. Who else? Keyshawn. Congratulations to Keyshawn too. Who won? Keyshawn, boy, you need to get you some more matches. For real. You don't have enough fights. And I be looking. So shout out to that. I be trying to see, you know. It just is what it is, you know. Like when you see boxers talking about, hey, and I'm wanna do this and I'm ready to look at that, you be like, who is that? And yeah, what he got? He got something. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know, I can't explain it, but like you be wanting to see them put their money where they mouth is. Ultimately. So shout out to Keyshawn who finally had a fight. He one of them ones, that's why I said in boxing, you be having to be patient for so long. And this is what it is. Keyshawn still haven't got him a big fight yet. No. Ultimately, truth is no big fights for Keyshawn yet. But I assume, he on his way. He calling out Haney. So, who knows? This might be the year for him. Maybe this the turning point right here. So shout out to that. Hold on. Let's see what else is going on. Yes, period. I got my handy dandy notes up now. I seen Krishan said, okay, so I seen Krishan saying, that her manager, that's crazy, that's funny too, that her manager, Kim, okay, knows who it is she gonna be fighting. I said, well, shout out to that. So we should be knowing soon, superstars. We should be hearing real soon who Krishan gonna be getting in the ring with, okay, locking up. Shout out to her. Truth is, shout out to Krishan. Cause she got a little match coming up. And I really do like the time that they giving them. Does that make sense? Like some of these people, I just be feeling like they just be rush. Yeah. Like Russell Simmons in that card, baby. I feel like they just be rushing sometimes. Speaking of Russell Simmons is a trip, child. Shout out to him. Who ultimately, child, out there in Valley. Trying to, people say he was I don't know. They say he trying to recruit people though, you know, just reminding them, hey. What he did, how he did it, child. So anyway, shout out to Russell Simmons. But yes, y'all. Word on the curve is Christian probably gonna know who her opponent is. Well, she probably gonna announce it soon. When I was on her story just recently, she said that her manager knows who it is. So shout out to that and shout out to her. I don't know what's going on, but something, okay? Like Keith Sweat said, something is definitely going on in these internet streets as far as like everybody like wanting a box for money. It's crazy too. And speaking of boxing for money, shout out to Sauce Walka. Shout out to Sauce Walka, y'all, who I was listening to Sauce the other day, and ultimately I said I gotta come back over the top and tell my poop stars what Sauce was saying. So basically Sauce was saying like, yeah, he'll get out there with whoever, whenever, for free. And basically he was saying that like when it comes to, you know, making a bag and stuff like that, so I say he got a bag, you know, period. So he said when it comes to like boxing for funds, nah, he said he rather not, you know, ultimately. So I said he rather watch all his ops starve, you know. Yeah, now truth is, I said he ain't offering none of them bums some crumbs. Yeah, and I was like, okay, you know, like I couldn't do nothing but respect it. You know, it is what it is. A hundred different times and 100 different ways, superstars. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Yeah, couldn't do nothing but respect that. You know. Period. I like the way he said it. It is what it is. So ultimately, you know, to me that would explain why him and Go Yayo ain't, you know. And then I take it a step further too. I don't think Go Yayo is interested in, you know, following Sauce all over town and da 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 and da 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 da. You know, I think Goyea probably feel like whenever he sees Sauce, he sees Sauce. Does that make sense? Ultimately, because I don't think he, you know, because Sauce be like pull up here and there and, you know, everywhere to get punched on. And I just don't think that Goyea is feeling that. Does that make sense? Like, nah, I don't, you know, like he probably, Goyea probably feel like that's for, you know, he probably just, I could hear him now. Ultimately, he probably feel like Sauce ain't talking to him. You know, it just is what it is. So yeah, but shout out to Sauce. Because like, who can be mad at that? Like, nobody can be mad at that. It is what it is. Shout out to him. He said he gonna starve him. Um, And did I tell y'all I wouldn't mind seeing Sauce do a celebrity match with Charleston. Oh yeah, truth is, let's talk about it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Sauce do a match with Charleston, you know? And who knows, he might, because I don't think he considers Charleston one of his ops and all of that, or one of the people that he feel like he wouldn't, you know, um, do a match with. So, mhm. There it is. Go. That's another bag. That's another bag for Charleston White. Charleston, go on get it. Shout out to that. Like, yo, ultimately, we want to see that. Period. So go Yayo or Charleston White. Either or. And I guess, it'll be Charleston before it be go Yayo, because like I said, all right? So I said he ain't getting in no celebrity matches helping these bums out. It just is what it is. So shout out to them. Shout out to him. And I hate to say it, but like I be saying the same. Well, I y'all know I be wanting first of all, it ain't a lot of celebrity matches that people want to see. Okay, let's just start there. Like, yeah, some of them, yeah, you know, of course. But some of this stuff, no, okay, no, absolutely not. So, like I said, I think I speak for myself and a lot of other people when I say I wouldn't mind seeing Cardi B and Tasha K do they thing, celebrity style, bing, 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 right? hmm But ultimately, I could see Cardi B probably feeling the same way Sauce Walker feel. Like, nope, 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 nope. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll take it a step further. I can't say that. I'll say this. I think they would have to offer Cardi a big old bag. Real bag. It just big bag. It just is what it is ultimately. Cause other than that, like, yeah, I can see her having the same energy. Like, nah. Cause Tasha already said been kind of trying to come up with, ain't no kind of to it. Tasha already said, that people was trying to help her get from up out of that Cardi B dad. And Cardi B, ultimately, allegedly, um, didn't entertain it at all. You know. Truth is, allegedly that's what they saying. So like, yeah, if Cardi B, in other words, she already been turning down um the money ultimately. Yeah, because in other words, it ain't coming the way she wanted to. That's what it seems like. It seems like Cardi B don't want um she don't want somebody to write a check for Tasha K and say, here, here you go, Cardi. Tasha no longer owes you no more. Seemingly, it seems like she don't want that. It seems like she rather have it like, nah, give it to me. Like, she rather Tasha work for it. You know, like, nah, it's okay. Just keep paying me once a month or every 2 weeks or however it's coming type ish. And again, ultimately, like, that's crazy. It is, it is. And hey, just like I was saying with Sauce Walker, like, I get it. It's a hell of a strategy, child. You know, truth is, cause that's show how I be feeling about. I tell y'all that all the time. I do. I tell y'all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be thinking they got some say so. Man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? For real, truth is, shut up. Cause you don't. You know, ultimately. And you don't. Oh, just is what it is. I be thinking. And when I say that, it's like, you know, like, in other words, we ain't got no say so. And however, Sauce Walker, you know, and however he moved with his ops. Period. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Tasha Day. And same thing with Cardi B. You know? And same thing with Nicki Minaj. You know, like, it just is what it is. And like, I be thinking the same thing, you know. I just be thinking the same thing. Imagine, like, could you imagine? Like, nah, mind your business, you know what I'm saying? So it's like ultimately somebody telling you how to communicate with one of your ops. Don't say that. Don't do that. Like, how many of y'all gonna be really listening to what? Especially if it's a bunch of people who don't even know you. Like, oh God, please. Like, you can forget it, you know? Like, do you know how many videos come out daily, weekly? You know, where like basically strangers be trying to tell somebody how to act or what to do. Man, people don't be trying to hear that shit, you know. It just is what it is. Like, you gotta, I hate to say it, but it be seeming like people really just, you know, people only respect certain people's opinions, if that makes sense. That's why only certain people, mama, sister, brother, cousin, you know, is the only people that could get through to them. You know, if that makes sense. No, yeah, you know, truth is. Because, like, you know, what everybody say, this ain't gonna matter. You know, it is what it is. Y'all, like, we gotta know that. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it just ain't gonna matter. Now, I will say this, the internet, shout out to the internet. The internet got a way of thinking what they say and what they think matters for real. 32726. I know that's right. I was about to ask you what's that. Child, but Nicki said she not dropping the album no more. Not right now. And I'm not surprised. Are you surprised, Bentley? I'm not. At all. Ultimately, Nicki was about to be a bad girl if she was gonna drop that album anyway. I thought she was though. But she said she not, y'all. So shout out to her. But like, no, the internet be really thinking somebody care. They do. Mm. Not care, but the internet be thinking that like their opinion is just so like the. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Like they be acting like their opinion is the MNF an opinion. You know what I'm saying? And like, man, please. You know? Man, please. Ultimately, no. You know what I'm saying? Life don't work like that. People value the opinions of certain people, you know, in their lives and stuff like that. So with that being said, child, please. Like, I just feel like, you know, like, ultimately, I really, really try my best, y'all, to, like, you know, because as long as it ain't getting, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, as long as ain't nobody getting hurt. Y'all know that's how I feel about it. It just is what it is. That's ultimately the only, you know, concern for real. Like, other than that, okay, you good, going back to it. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do in the boxing ring. Going back to it. People been settling their differences like that for years now, too. Right, wrong, whatever, you know. Call it what you want. That's been going on since the beginning of time too. But like, yeah. Ultimately, I ain't mad at Southwalk. It is what it is. He said his ops been starving and they will continue to do so. So shout out to that and shout out to him. Let me see what else is going on. Let me put y'all on a brief hold, okay? I'll be right back. I'll make sure y'all hit the like button. Period. It's your girl Shay Renee and I'm in the building. Happy Monday, y'all. Let's go. Yes, hey Poop Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel and back to a new episode. Now, listen, I said Nicki had her ratings up, okay? Yeah, Nicki had the ratings over there on X. Ultimately, baby, they was high. Yes, baby. Yes. Come on now. Word on the curb is when I was cutting up on X yesterday. Baby had me laughing, and I was so entertained last night. Hold on. Let me wash my hair out, y'all. Period. I was gonna put y'all on hold, put y'all on mute, but no, it is what it is. Ultimately, this is what it looks like, okay? Yeah. Period. I'm podcasting and handling my business at the same time. Listen, sometimes you say it like this, you gotta know how to do both. It is what it is. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to learn how to do both, okay? Oh yeah, let's talk about it. You're gonna really, really, really have to find a balance that works for you, because ultimately, if not, something's gonna be on the back burner. Yeah, I said a little something, something. Y'all hold that thought, though. Hey, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah. I love what Cardi B said. I told his ass be careful with me. I guess he thought I wouldn't practice what I preach. Baby, the way she had that one in the tuck on Offset eyes. Ooh, I said she had that one on in the tuck on my boy. Yeah, I said she just had it in the tuck. Well, fuck he thought. Child, what he thought? What he thought? Anyway, shout out to Cardi B, who just recently did her SNL performance. Yeah, shout out to Cardi B. We're going to talk about a little bit of Cardi B later on today. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, turn your bell notifications on, because I will be back, period. We definitely gonna be getting into a little bit of Cardi B tea, okay? Cardi ain't got much going on these internet streets, but she got a little something. So shout out to that. Shout out to her. Anyway, let's continue. Child. Because I said, Nicki, child. Nicki Minaj is just like a preschooler yesterday, baby. Yes, baby, yes. Pay attention to the dotted line. Nicki was cutting up. Ultimately, y'all know it was her time to cut up. Okay, it just is what it is. Oh, yes, child. Oh, Nicki Minaj is not the biggest Grammy fan, you know what I'm saying? So while the Grammys was going on, Nicki had her own show going on. Ah, yes. Oh. You know, because y'all know the Grammys had a host, and he was telling jokes on Nicki Minaj. She was hosting on Twitter, and she was telling jokes to the child. I said, ultimately, I don't know why they don't just leave Nicki the hell alone. Nicki Minaj had a whole lot to say about a whole lot of different people. Like even Lizzo, child, she had me laughing talking about Lizzo. She said, fat Lizzo. I said, oh God, that is insane, Nicki. I said, oh Lord. That's how she started out. She said, fat Lizzo. I said, oh. I said, well, Nicki. Well, Nicki, who is this other one? Yeah. I said, is there a difference or is she just that? Okay. Ultimately, because Nicki had me laughing, y'all. She did. Period. The ratings was high. Yeah, child, the ratings was high over there on X. Messing with Nicki yesterday. Ooh. She had so much to say. Okay, it just is what it is. Nicki had a whole lot to say yesterday. I said, ooh, child, her and this Trump. Baby. I don't know what to say about them, because ultimately I told y'all, it's like Nicki, it's like Trump them was ready for Nicki. Yeah, truth is, it's like Nicki showed off that gold cord, right? And it was like Trump was like, yeah, nah, we knew she was gonna try to do that. So yeah, it's like it just is what it is. It seemed like ultimately they was ready for you, Miss Pressing Girl. But y'all know we talked about that last week. Child, but no, ultimately, I might have to do y'all another video. Y'all know I don't want to. It is what it is. I tell y'all, shoot, I just started this podcast, so okay, period. You know, with just telling y'all that, like, I don't do a lot of backtracking. Okay, it is what it is, and I put out so much information daily. It is what it is. I mean, daily. Okay. That ultimately I feel like a lot of people just ain't giving it up the way I give it up. You know, it is what it is. That's no tea, no shade, like none of that to nobody. Um, but ultimately, like I talk about so much. And I put out so much information, y'all. Like, I don't have time. You know, truth is, I don't have a lot of time to be going backwards and walking backwards. Hey, shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Don't forget. Okay. Period. So hit that like button. Ultimately, don't forget to hit that like button. So shout out to that. But like, yeah, I might have to put another video together for y'all, okay? So we can talk about Nicki, and her dragging the Grammys and her ratings being super high, okay? Period. Yes, no. Like Nicki said, super bass. Child, the folks was super invested yesterday. Yes, call her Super Minaj, okay? It just is what it is because, yeah, truth is the people were tuned in, okay? Yes, like violinists. Yeah, ultimately. Truth is, baby, the folks want the like it is what it is. Like Nicki had the internet on lock, okay, yesterday. It just is what it is. She had it on lock. She on lock. So shout out to her. And then Nicki Minaj was acting like Joe. Yeah, get those chains off the dogs. Principal Clark Minaj. Ultimately. So anyway, shout out to Nicki Minaj and shout out to that. Child, what else is going on these internet streets? Because it was a lot. It was, Miss Persica. It was like ultimately the weekend was something. It really was. So shout out to that. This weekend was ultimately good. You know, and I listen, when it comes to Nicki and Trump, I just can't put my finger on it. Y'all let me know if y'all able to place a finger on it. So shout out to that. Now, what else did I want to tell y'all though? Because it was definitely something. Let me see. Shoot. Oh, that's what I want to tell y'all. So, listen, I did a video on Do Not, okay, and Armand. Shout out to Armand Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. Period. I like Armand. I sure do. Shout out to him. Now let me just say this though. I said, listen, Do Not lost. Armand won. Fair and square. And I said, I bet you when Do Not was in that courtroom, he probably just heard that judge say ultimately, do not look left, do not look right, okay? Do not breathe, okay? Do not cry, do not fuss, do not twerk, okay? Do not record, all right? Yes, do not go, do not stop, okay? You know, ultimately, do not stay, okay? Do not sleep. Do not slip. Do not talk. Do you understand? Okay, period. Do not get locked away. I said, you know, but you know, shout out to him though, because ultimately he didn't got another chance. Okay, it is what it is. So yeah, shout out to him. Do not mess this up, okay? Now, But what else is going on these internet streets, child? A lot. So shout out to that. Shiny and the Basketball Wives. Oh, I meant to tell y'all last week. Shiny said, the Basketball Wives has come to an end. You know, ultimately, it had to end. You know, like Glow said, at the end of the day, they got to end. And so ultimately, y'all, that's what happened was. And I said, shout out to Shiny. You know, it just is what it is. Shout out to Shiny. I honestly, I feel like Ray Charles thought this coming, girlfriend. I said, girlfriend. Baby, we saw it, okay? It just is what it is. You know we was there through thick and thin. So shout out to that. But it is what it is. Shiny is married to a pastor. Shout out to him. Shout out to that. Pastor Keon. Out here in Texas. Yes, doing his thing. Ultimately, got him, you know, got up and got himself up out of poverty. Yeah. You know, ultimately, I'm just playing, you know. So don't come for me, Lord. Don't come for me. Allegedly, seemingly, he got out the poverty line. I'm just playing. It just is what it is. He got on the main line, told God what he want. You know, so shout out to him. Ultimately, what he wanted, okay, was a rich wife. It is what it is. The ex-wife of the Shaquille O'Neal, okay? So anyway, Shani Henderson, okay, has, you know, ultimately stopped the filming of Basketball Wives, okay? Yeah, it is what it is. Came to an end, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, like I said, nobody is surprised though, okay? Like, no, you know, you just really don't want to play with God, okay, in that way, ever, okay? I said, ever, forever, no, period, forever, you know, just don't play like that, you know, truth is, it is what it is, you know, like that was, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, it just is what it is. That was Shawnee's baddies, okay? So it's like Natalie Nunn getting rid of baddies, okay? It is what it is. Shawnee had to get rid of her baddies, okay? You know, truth is. Because she's a first lady now, okay? This is what it is, shit. Give it up. You know, just give it up, delicious. Yes. So shout out to her. Shout out to that. Chat, what else is going on these internet streets? Ari and Moneybag. Oh. Baby, I seen a post of them last week and somebody said he's strong like Rashida. Oh, I hollered. Truth is, I sure did. I hollered. Old clip of Nicki hits the net. I wonder what old clip of Nicki hit the net. I don't remember Pooper Stars. I'm gonna have to circle the block. I'm gonna have to spin the block here like Nelly and Ashanti had did. Shout out to that and shout out to them. Prayers up for Michael Watts' family, okay? Michael Watts has passed away. That was so sad to me. And I normally don't listen when y'all say it be happening in threes, but yeah, this time it did. It was Michael Watts. It was Miss O'Hara, which is the mama from the mama from Beetlejuice, and the mother from Home Alone. The one that said, Kevin, She passed away. So prayers to her family as well. And it was one more. It was Desmond Wilson. You know, the one who played Red Fox son. I told my honey, I was like, you know, I used to like Red Fox. Red Fox, Sanford and Son and Red Fox in particular. His butt was funny. Yeah, okay, so shout out to that. Oh, Red Fox was funny. He was. And so prayers, okay, for everybody. Prayers and condolences for these people who passed away over the weekend, okay? And what else is going on these internet streets? So Don Lemon was locked away. Oh yes, they had locked up, and then you know gotta let him back out. On bond, Don said he gonna continue to do his thing. Yeah, I don't know who need to hear that, but Don said he gonna continue to do his thing. Okay, period. So y'all better watch out, cause Don Lemonhead, okay, he ain't done. Okay, Don say ain't done. Now I don't have much of the details. I don't surrounding the facts of life. Y'all know what baby said. It was for real. Hit the damn like, but like nah, I don't. Okay, truth is, I don't have all the facts surrounding Don's arrest, what he was arrested for, what him and Nicki Minaj is going back and forth like a tennis match over. None of it. Okay, all I can say is Don is out. Okay, so shout out to that. Shout out to him. Armani, do not go messing with Mr. Wiggins, okay? It just is what it is. Ultimately, you gotta leave Armand alone. You know, plain and simple. And I'll take it a step further though. I really was giving Do Not his card, okay? Because, you know, ultimately, that's just the type of person I am, okay? Yes, and talk about that bitch person, girl. You know, I like to give people props, you know, versus kicking them while they down on the ground, child. Just stomping them out. Because people be getting, it just is what it is. They be getting got, okay? And you know, ultimately, I was giving Do Not his props in a sense where, you know, I never saw somebody go as hard and come up as fast as I have witnessed Do Not do on YouTube. Okay, it just is what it is. Ultimately, Do Not is that boy. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. He's that boy. As far as like that goes, okay, it just is what it is. Like that was a card that I had laying around in my purse for Do Not, and it is what it is. It was time to give it to him. Yeah, it just is what it is. Ultimately, it was time to give it to him, you know, and I wanted to help him remember, you know, who he is. You know, truth is, like, don't lose your focus. Do not, you know what I'm saying? Do not lose focus on yourself. Okay, it is what it is. Like, because ultimately, people do that without even realizing sometimes. And you know, like if you can just imagine somebody walking down the street, right? And then somebody walks past them and says something about them that gets their attention. They could either say something or just look a certain way. And now that person that was walking by has their attention. And ultimately, they stopped going to where they were going and started following that person. Can you imagine that? That one don't make a lot of sense, does it? Especially if you can imagine yourself missing opportunities, missing out on food. Child, you thirsty. You ain't even stopped for water. Okay? Because you done got knocked off your mission to follow this person that ultimately, what, they distracted you? Got your attention, but now they got it for way longer than they should have had it. I mean, ultimately, these are the type of things, right, that somebody needs to see to get a visual of some of the stuff that they be doing sometimes. It just is what it is. Like, that's how I feel. Like, to me, even me, right? When I get off of my mission and abandon it for some BS, that's what it looks like. Ultimately, it looks like being out of place and going the freaking wrong way. It just is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, yoo-hoo. Like I'm a onlooker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, God set me along the path to say, oh, he's lost. Ultimately, he's lost. He left his mission. You didn't abandon your own mission, man. Get back on your grind. No, your grind is that way. Yeah, so shout out to that. I seen you when you turned around. Yeah, I seen you when you got. I seen it all. So shout out to that. Just is what it is. Do not abort your mission. Truth is, do not abort your own mission. Okay? To pay attention to somebody else's. No. Oh. You gotta keep going. So shout out to that. Now, Nicki Minaj's tweets was on fire yesterday. She was so entertaining. That's my girl. Period. Hands down. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, because I need to I needed to crop that picture and all of that, y'all. So like I said, ultimately, we'll be back, okay? We'll be back and we'll talk. Nicki. In more detail. I said we're going to come back and talk Nicki Minaj in way more detail. So shout out to that. Oh, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Yes, ma'am, Pam. I came, I saw. Shout out to that. Came, saw, conquered, did that. Oh, something just popped up in my head. Miss Pressa Curl, I'll be back. Okay. Like I said, Nicki had her own ratings going. Ultimately, okay, and she was getting it now. Okay, like swimwear, it just is what it is. Depending on who you ask, and right now, I got the flow. Shout out to that. Your girl Shay Renee. Now I got this conditioner sitting in my head, which I don't know how much longer I'm gonna leave this on. Is anybody else like that? I said, like, I be Like, I never just condition my hair. It's always a deep conditioner. Child, am I the only one? Which, today I probably don't need no deep conditioner, but I don't know how to just do a regular one and go about my day. Does that make sense, child? Yeah, I gotta leave it on and let it be on and let it get hot and let it get warm. And child, it is what it is ultimately. Shout out to all of that, though. Shout out to my hoes that's watching me like my bathrobe. Like Nicki said. But anyway, don't forget when I come back, Pooper Stars, we'll be talking Nicki. Some more. So shout out to that. Y'all hit the like button. Replay gang, y'all get up in here. Squeeze, scoot, run, and hit the like, okay? Shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to everybody who's on the way. Like help. Yeah. Shout out to that. And y'all, I will see y'all later on. Hit the like button. Turn your bell notifications on so you don't miss a thing. Yeah. Bye, y'all.